Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all to our very first episode of Tassie Rules. This is Tasmania's footy show. It is all about Tasmanian football right across the state. We are here with thanks to the team of David and Leanne and everyone at DLM Machinery. We thank them for their great support that we can bring you this show. So over the next 22 weeks, we are going to be covering all leagues, all competitions, and we want you guys involved. All our clubs, our volunteers, our coaches, our umpires, everyone that makes up football. We want to hear all of your news. We're going to give you a bit of a taste this week. We've got a great guest coming up very shortly, Kath McCann from the Tasmania Football Club, to talk about a big moment again coming tomorrow in the evolution of our AFL and AFLW team. And also, we've got Harrison Agents, and we'll have a club in focus every week, as well as football news from around Tasmania, and then our segment on women's football with thanks to Cleanaway. So how you can get involved, please send us a message. We would love to hear from you. We want to get out to clubs. We want to meet people, focus on special occasions as well. Any news that you've got for your club, any views, events coming up, we'll publicise them on our social pages and also here on the show. Now, one way you can get involved, starting next week, we want you to send us your favourite photo or video when you're out at your community football this weekend. Send them in to us, send us a message. We'll also pop an email address up on our Facebook page as well. Send them in because we're going to have a terrific prize pack every week for the one that we judge to be the best. We'll show a few of the other ones, the runners up as well, but please send us in your pics and videos from when you are out at the football during the week. So as I mentioned, big show coming up tonight. Just before we go to a quick ad break, we can't have football without umpires. So please, if you are looking to want to get involved, you might have retired from football, you might be a student, you want to earn a few more dollars, why not become an umpire? Here tonight we are showing the NTFUA, so the Northern Tasmanian Football Umpires Association. They train on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You get paid, it's tax-free, and you get professional coaching and support advice as well. So please get in touch with your local Umpires Association. It is a great way to stay involved with the game and keep fit and get paid as well. The Northwest Umpires Association and also the TFUA down in Hobart. Get in touch with them. You can find them on their social media pages as well. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Kath McCann's going to join us from the Tasmania Football Club.
Durable, reliable, heavy duty. Get the power you need from the people who know machinery. For sales, parts, servicing and expert advice. Call DLM Machinery today or visit dlmmachinery.com.au.
Welcome back to Tassie Rules, Tasmania's footy show, our first episode 2024. Great to have your company with thanks to the team at DLM Machinery. Now, they've got the grand opening of their new Hobart premises. That is going to be happening at 119 Central Avenue in Derwent Park on the 19th of April. And you are all invited from 10 to 2. You'll be able to see it off the highway as you get there as well. So please go in, say good day. They'll have a sausage sizzle, plenty of giveaways with thanks to DLM Machinery, a great sponsor of our show. But to kick off first, it has been a massive, I guess you could call it off-season for football, but it has never goes to sleep. There is so much happening. The local football is getting underway this weekend, but what an occasion it was. Back on Monday, the 18th of March, I had the great pleasure of being down at St Helens for the launch down there of the Tasmania Football Club. And it is a great privilege to welcome our very first guest on our new show. She's the Executive Director of the Tasmania Football Club. Kath McCann joins us. Welcome, Kath.
Well, thanks, Rick. Great to be here with you.
Lovely to have you with us as well as our first guest. And what a momentous few weeks it has been for this football club. Have you had a chance, Kath, to actually take this all in and enjoy what has happened? Because I know how busy this has been for you and the entire team at the Tasmania Football Club. But how have the last few weeks been since that great night?
Oh, it's been an extraordinary journey, and we haven't had a lot of time to stop yet. We've been working really hard. We had a really big plan to continue the momentum around membership, and we were focused on a 3-month campaign for membership. But because, of course, the extraordinary response where we saw over 100,000 members in the first 24 hours, and we've had to change our approach a little bit really quickly because our members are so engaged with our club and we want to make sure that we can deliver for them. So we've been really, really focused on that.
Absolutely brilliant. We're seeing some images from the launches around Tasmania, of course, with all the locations. Grant O'Brien there holding the football, and then, of course, some of the footy legends that have been a part of it as well. Kath, with Rodney Eade being down for this launch as well and speaking. And, of course, the great Robert Shaw, who obviously coached famously Tasmania to victory in that 1990 State of Origin over Victoria. He was down in St Helens. And we can see images of him at the moment on the screen as well. And it was interesting because obviously one of the big things was what were we going to be called? And I know one of the great marketing things you did, along with many others, Kath, was these fantastic polos. And I sent a photo through to my couple of friends of mine that had the Tasmanian Trouts logo on there. And I got a message saying you cannot be serious. And then we obviously did the big reveal, and it was the Tasmania Devils. It was just a brilliant night, a great occasion, and I know celebrated by people not only that were lucky enough to get a ticket to go to the event, but obviously online. But not only in Tasmania, interstate, we've just got enormous support, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been extraordinary, and the night itself was amazing. We obviously had the 6 sites that were, if you like, overseen and managed by the Footy Club, but then we had over 20 live sites, not only in Tasmania, as you said, Rick, but also in Melbourne. And, I've been one of the fortunate ones that's been able to see the images of those, whether it's Bridport or King Island or Swansea Footy Club, people coming together, and they were celebrating in their own way in their community. And it's certainly from a club's perspective, we couldn't have been happier with the response that we received, and to see community coming together to celebrate. That was so special, and that's what it's all about. Footy, bringing communities together.
It is, and people talk about the excitement that's building because obviously there is so much still to happen. We've got the VFL and VFLW to look forward to before the AFL and AFLW teams, but we've got stickers and membership packs coming out. But tell us about what's next, because obviously tomorrow, Friday, is another very big moment for our football club.
Yeah, look, tomorrow is a big day. We'll be launching our first ever piece of official merchandise on sale. And actually, I've got one here. It's one of the foundation jumpers. And if you had watched the live stream or been lucky enough to be at one of the events, you would have seen some amazing local athletes, young and old, male and female. And they were obviously the fortunate representatives that were able to reveal the jumper on the night. Well, now any member, and you have to be a founding member in order to be able to purchase, but any member can have their own inaugural foundation jumper for the Tasmania Football Club. So they'll go on sale tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and the sale period will be open for 2 weeks. So it's going to be fascinating to see what the response is, and I can't wait to see the jumpers, obviously in the arms and in the hands and, if you like, on the bodies of Tasmania Football Club members, not just all over Tasmania, not just all over Australia, but of course all over the world. We've got founding members in nearly 50 countries across the globe, and I'm looking forward to seeing them shipped all around the world, and of course with Tasmanians being able to wear them with pride wherever they wish.
Now, for everyone watching the show tonight, if you haven't got a foundation membership, get online, membership.tasmaniafc.com. Register, because I know we're over the 175,000. It's just extraordinary. I think when I logged on down at St Helens with a few of the other guys from AFL Tasmania, we thought, we might be 300 or 400, but no, 3,500 after about 15 minutes. It just kept going like that. But we're still obviously taking memberships for foundation members for anyone that hasn't got it already. So get online tomorrow, 9 a.m. Through until, as Kath mentioned, Friday the 19th of April at 5 p.m. What else is happening in the world of Kath McCann? Because I know that there has been plenty happening for months and months, but is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, look, we've got a lot on, and a key focus obviously has been launching the club, and that was a massive milestone for us. But our establishment phase business plan, which is the business plan that the board and certainly I'm working to deliver upon, it's got 45 actions in it, Rick. So there's a range of them that have already been ticked off, but of course there's a number of them that need to be progressed. And this establishment phase is such an important phase to set the foundations of the club. If you like, the theme of this business plan is foundations, fans and facilities. So you're going to see a continued and heightened focus on our work we do with fan engagement. That's really, really important, making sure that we're out engaging with the community. It's been such an important part of what we've done to date, will be a continued part. Obviously, merchandise, the jumpers go on sale tomorrow, but the fans are hungry for more. So we're working on that at the moment and looking forward to releasing more merchandise. We'll also be continuing our engagement in social media, and we've had such a fantastic response. And as I said, the fans are hungry to learn more about the club. Outside of fan engagement, we're looking at things, and you just touched on, obviously, the finalisation of sequencing and dates around our entry into the VFLW and the VFL, and of course the AFLW and the AFL. They're key areas of focus for us. And lastly, and really, really importantly, is really working with the appropriate partners and stakeholders to continue the development of the critical infrastructure that we need to support the club going forth. So that includes capital upgrades for UTAS Stadium, obviously Dial Park, of course the development of the Training and Administration High Performance Centre, and of course the stadium infrastructure in the south of the state. So key areas of focus, and all the while building an organisation. We're definitely a startup, so making sure that we're setting the foundations in place with another really key announcement that will come later in the year, which will, of course, will be our inaugural CEO. So yes, there's a lot to do. The momentum's high. We couldn't be more thrilled with the support, and we want to make sure that we're really engaging with our fans, that they can come on this journey with us. We want to be the world's greatest community sporting organisation, and making sure that we're deeply entrenched in the communities in which we operate is really important. So we'll continue to do that, and looking forward to a busy few months ahead.
It's going to be magnificent. All these stickers are going to be on cars going all over Tasmania very shortly, and on the mainland as well. That's going to be pretty exciting. Look, Kath, for you, just finally, personally, you had a chance to draw breath, because the work you have done, and I've seen it firsthand, is just been quite incredible. Do you get to have a little bit of a break at some stage and take in what is happening? Because it is very important to look at the work that you and the team have done and actually be able to just enjoy the moment as well. Have you had an opportunity to do that?
Thanks, Rick. That's a very kind thing to say, but look, I'm at great pains. I mean, fortunately, in this role now and having this opportunity to speak to you, and in many respects be, a public face of the club. But there are many, many more faces than me, and there are certainly many, many that came well before me. So my moment of being a custodian of some of the great initiatives, obviously, that we're rolling out now, it's an absolute privilege and an honour. But it wouldn't be here without the work of so many. And you touched on some of the legends, some of our community volunteers, some of our administrators, just people that have really, they've fought for this vision, and, they're the reason why we're realising it. So the little team here, we're thrilled. We couldn't be more excited to be, talking to, we're pushing up to hopefully, 200,000 members. It's quite extraordinary. And certainly we're enjoying that, that's for sure. But we're custodians of something really special and really important, and that responsibility is not lost on us. So, yes, being able to stop and reflect. For me personally, I just love seeing the joy, the sport and footy. We've seen it with the basketball over this last week, the joy that can bring to people, that sense of belonging, that sense of community. And, when you're fortunate enough to be working in a role that can help facilitate that or create it in some instances, it is a total privilege. So we'll continue to take that seriously, and we want to make sure that we keep delivering that, because Tasmania deserves this.
Absolutely, they do. Well, Kath, that's a great way to finish as well. Great to have you on as our very first guest of this new show. We're thrilled that you could find the time to come on. Good luck tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Of course, the jumpers get on sale. Membership.tasmaniafc.com. If you are not a foundation member, get on there now and sign up and get your jumper tomorrow as well. Thanks very much for your time. Really pleased to have you on the show, Kath.
Thanks, Rick, and congratulations to you and your team. The work that you're doing for the sport in the state can't be underestimated. And to everyone, listening or viewing, all the best for footy this year. I hope you have a great season. And to all of you and to all of our founding members out there, thank you for your support. It really means a lot to us, and it matters. And we're looking forward to delivering this for all of Tasmania.
Fabulous. Thanks, Kath. Well said. We look forward to catching up with you, obviously, down the track as well, as we continue to evolve the Tasmania Football Club.
Thanks, Rick.
Great to have Kath McCann, Executive Director of the Tasmania Football Club, here with us on Tassie Rules, Tasmania's very own footy show. Quick break, plenty more to come. Don't go anywhere.
durable, reliable, heavy duty. Get the power you need from the people who know machinery. For sales, parts, servicing and expert advice, call DLM Machinery today or visit dlmmachinery.com.au.
In a bit of space, that's okay, and that's Pitcher. Pitcher goes long, he's going to hope for a mark here. Brown trying to do the crumbing. Holton! What a hero he could be. He got them back in the game. He booted their first 3 goals, and here he is, just the body work, just pushed off his man, and
Did it well.
that was Warren. And Holton has got free. Going for goal number 4. From 30 metres out, slight angle. Direct approach. He has kicked the goal.
They're in front.
And they're in front. Rochalee are in front, and they get to Holton. Josh Holton. A 3-point lead now to Rochalee.
Decides to go inside 50. Brown couldn't take possession of the ball. Now he's got a chance. There's no one in front of him. Zane Brown just needs to pick it up. He does. He's tackled. Great tackle from the Hillwood defence. Desperation. Cox Goodger's there too. Oh, this is great stuff from both teams. They are desperate. There's probably just over 10 minutes remaining in this grand final. Rochalee in front for the first time today by 3 points. Bannister does well to not push. Jordan Cousins directly in front has kicked a goal. Rochalee kick clear here by 9 points.
That was a great day. Our coverage of the live stream that we did last year for the NTFA Premier Division Grand Final. Rochalee winning their first premiership since 2016, defeating Hillwood in one of the great NTFA Grand Finals last September. The Rochalee Football Club are our focus because they do so many amazing things, not only within their club, but within their community up in Rochalee. And we're going to have a quick look at the matches that are coming up this weekend as well in the NTFA Premier Division. But we can see there on our screens the Hillwood Sharks, last year's grand final. So they're going to be in action at home. They are coming up against Scottsdale, all games at 2 o'clock. No doubt, the match of the day. This will be an absolute beauty. The reigning premiers, Rochalee, take on South Launceston up at Rochalee this Saturday afternoon. Bridgenorth are at home to Bracknell. Should be a beauty as well. And then out at Deloraine, the Kangaroos are going to be taking on Georgetown. That is in the Premier Division for round 1 of the NTFA. We'll have a quick look now at our Division 1 matches coming up this weekend. You can see them there on your screen. University of Tasmania, they will open up with a home game against Old Scotch. A massive task for UTAS in that game there against the reigning premiers in Old Scotch. Also, Saturday afternoon, St Pat's and Old Launcestonians. They're going to be in action. We'll show you a little emblem of a logo for the cup that they're playing for this Saturday. They're playing this game up at Prospect Park. So this is the first time that St Pat's have ever played a home game up at the beautiful Prospect Park. Meander Valley are taking on Evandale out at Westbury. And the East Coast Swans kick off the season with a home game as Bridport make their way down to the beautiful East Coast for round 1 action in the NTFA Division 1 men's game. So Rochalee, as we said, a big game coming up for them this weekend. But as we also mentioned, there's more to the club. They look after the community so well. It's a real hub for the Rochalee community. But another big day is the Aboriginal round match. Graham Gardner, who is the president of the Rochalee Football Club, also a board member of our Tasmania Football Club as well. This was something that he thought of many years ago and has brought to life. We'll show you a few pics now because the day itself, it's coming up this year on Saturday, the 2nd of June. A couple of years ago, we had the one and only Michael Long. We had the long walk. He was there for that one as well, which was absolutely sensational. And he even went into the rooms before the games to talk to a couple of the teams. And we can see there the great Michael Long talking to Longford, who were playing the game against Rochalee in that year. But this year, The game is coming up on Saturday, the 2nd of June. So note that one in your calendars. It is a massive day always. They're taking on Bracknell, and we'll have some more details of that coming up a little bit closer to the match as well. All right, we're going to take a look now at what else is coming up in footy around Tasmania. Thank you very much to all of the associations and clubs who have given us some information on that as well. And we're going to go right up the end of the Northwest Coast firstly, and the Circular Head Saints. Well, they've got their season launch and jumper presentation coming up this Friday night. Tomorrow night, the 5th of April, up at the Community and Recreation Centre. There is a barbecue provided as well. If you want to get in touch, Keith is the man to call. The number there is on the screen. I'm sure that we can still get some latecomers into that as well. Sticking with the Northwest Coast, and Latrobe have got a huge day coming up. It's back to Latrobe, where on Saturday the 20th of April coincides with their first home game of season 2024. Details there on your screen. It's their first home game against the Circular Head Saints. So they're sending an invitation out to all the past players, coaches, officials, volunteers. If you've been associated with Latrobe, they'd love you to come there. It's only $25 per person. There'll be some finger food provided as well. And the one and only Mike Brady is going to be the special guest there. He'll be performing. It goes from 12 till 2 and then the game. And, of course, up there, Kazali, no doubt. One day in September, those great footy anthems will be playing. So that's what's happening at Latrobe. Next weekend, now this is one of the great days on the football calendar. And I'm really looking forward to going up to Pyengana. Population, done my research, population is 96. Well, I can tell you they're going to have around 2,000 people there next Saturday. It is going to be an awesome day. The team down at the East Coast Swans, they set this up a few years ago where every year they pay their homage and respects to either a club that no longer exists or a football association. This year, well, it's going to be all about the Ringarooma Football Club. Now, the Ringarooma Football Club finished just over a decade ago, sadly, but they are going to be remembered. East Coast Swans will be playing in Ringarooma jumpers, and they are going to be taking on Perth in this NTFA Division 1 match here. But check this out. I know when back, I've been up to the old Ringarooma football ground a few times, and there is one item in particular that is very unique to this football ground, and that is the siren, and that is it, the bell. That is a bell that was the start and end of every quarter up at the Ringarooma Football Club. As I said, it is unique. There is no other ground I know like it. They have found it. It was actually stolen, I kid you not, a few years ago. And the man on your screen is a former Ringarooma President Brendan Thompson carrying the Mighty Robins flag as well. It was stolen, and they put a call out, and they were going to lynch the person who took it through the main street of Ringarooma. And it mysteriously, surprisingly, maybe unsurprisingly, given the lynching that was going to happen, it was found the next morning in the town. That is a true story. They're not going to use a siren at Pyengana. They're going to use that bell. So what a great trip that would be. So if you've got time, head out to beautiful Pyengana. It's a magnificent part of the world in the northeast. That is going to be a massive day next weekend, Saturday, the 13th of April. So well done to everyone associated with putting that together. All right, time to look at a few other matches around Tasmania from our leagues as well. That is the 2024 Heritage Cups in Pats and Old Launcestonians that they're going to be playing this Saturday up at Prospect Park. But we're going to look at a couple of other competitions around Tasmania before we wrap this segment up. And let's have a look at what is happening, I think, firstly in the SFL, in the football competition there with what's coming up. It is going to be a big, big weekend of football. And we can see there the matches for round 1. And this will be an absolute beauty. This Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, Claremont take on Sorrel. That's at Abbotsfield Park. And then at Pontville, Brighton are going to be at home to the Hobart Tigers. And Dodgers Ferry are going to be taking on Lindisfarne down at Shark Park. And a big game coming up down at Cygnet Oval when Cygnet take on the team from the Valley of Love, New Norfolk. And that, as I said, a 3 p.m. kickoff. Huonville have the bye in the opening round of that as well. Having a look at the SFL women's competition, we can see there the matches in Division 1. It is round 2. So it kicks off down at the Twin Ovals tomorrow night at 7:30. So that'll be a fantastic night down there. And then on Saturday afternoon, we can see the match that's happening down at North Hobart Oval at 4:30 p.m. And your Division 2 matches, a heap of them, 5 of them happening on Saturday. We've got 9 a.m. start right through until 1 p.m. The matches there. University and Lauderdale too, they have got the bye this weekend in the SFLW. So that is your matches coming up this weekend. NWFA, we've got football action coming up in that competition as well over the course of this week. It is round 1 in the NWFA, and it is East Ulverston. They're going to be taking on Motton Preston. 4th, they're at home to Turners Beach. Sprayton will be playing Rosebery Toorak, who travel up to Sprayton for that game. And Wesley Vale, they will be up against Sheffield. So that should be an absolute beauty as well. And just one to mention as well, in the Darwin Football Association, Yeoman Football Club, they're going to be taking on Caprona, and that is going to be tomorrow night. So Friday night at Wivenhoe under lights. To open the Darwin Football Association competition as well. In other matches, Yolla will be taking on Somerset, and South Burney take on the travelling Queenstown. A massive thanks. I said this is our first show, and I want to say a big thank you to everyone that has sent us all this information through already to us. So as I said, we at the intro, we want to hear from everyone, please. Let us know your footy stories. We'll be going around as well. Any guests that you'd like us to have a chat to, we want to hear you. This is all about community football. So big thanks to Harrison Agents. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to wrap it up with women's football coming up next.
Durable, reliable, heavy duty. Get the power you need from the people who know machinery. For sales, parts, servicing and expert advice, call DLM Machinery today or visit dlmmachinery.com.au.
Great to have your company on our very first episode. It is great to have you wherever you may be watching around Tasmania, or indeed on the mainland as well. Welcome. Now, with thanks to Cleanaway, it's time to have a look at women's football. And this segment is all about competitions, female players right around Tasmania, but also over in the AFLW. We're going to have guests throughout the course of the year as well, as local competitions are getting set to get underway this weekend also. Plenty to get through. But for now, we're going to share just a couple of things that are happening this weekend. The NWFL Women's Gala Day, that is this Saturday, happening up there at Dial Park, the beautiful Dial Park in Penguin. And you can see on your screen there, one of our great Tasmanian footballers, Mia King. She's going to be there, as well as Ruby Tripodi, ahead of the matches in the NWFL Gala Day. They will be there from 10:30 until 11:30 a.m. this Saturday at Dial Park. It is for ages 4 to 12, and you'll see a little QR code there on your screen. You can link up through that as well to register, or just head to the NWFL Facebook page. That'll be a great way to kick off the day. And the gala matches itself, the Burnie Dockers are taking on Latrobe. That game is getting underway at 1:30 p.m. and that'll be followed by Devonport and Ulverston at 3. And then the day will finish with Wynyard taking on Penguin at 4:30. All matches are in Penguin at Dial Park. Now, also coming up is the NTFA Women's Gala Day, and this is going to be happening not this weekend, but in a couple of weeks. We just want to give you a little bit of a heads up on what's happening here, but it is going to be hosted at the Scottsdale Football Club on the 20th of April. Now, 7 matches, that's right, 7 matches are going to be played across the day, all Premier Division and Division 1 matches, and we are looking to raise a heap of money for a great local charity, that is the Launceston Benevolent Society. The NTFA are aiming to raise $20,000. And we can see a couple of players who are here for the launch. That was Emily McKinnell, the leading goal kicker for last year in the NTFA Premier Division from Bridgenorth Football Club, of course, joined there by Maisie Edwards and the team from the NTFA and also the Launceston Benevolent Society. So they provide assistance to women escaping from family violence, also those experiencing homelessness and families suffering financial hardship. If you go to the NTFA Facebook page, there is also a link to all the fundraising there. We would love to raise $20,000. That is going to be a massive day in football heartland up at Scottsdale. You're wondering how they're going to get 7 matches played. Well, they are basically 2 grounds side by side, so there'll be plenty of action up there, so make sure you get along to that. All right, well, that is it for our women's football with thanks to Cleanaway. That's it for our first show. A massive thank you to the team from DLM Machinery and, of course, also Harrison Agents and Cleanaway. If you'd love to get involved, if you'd like to be a part of the show as well, we'd love to hear from you. Please get in touch, send us a message, or we'll pop some other details up on social media as well. But please share our show. We'd love plenty to get in touch with us and enjoy catching up on what's happening in community football. We have got a lot more next week, more competitions and games and people to meet and talk to. Thanks for your company. We look forward to seeing you next Thursday.